Can a person be both frugal and generous at the same time? It's a question that sparks intrigue, isn't it? Now, when we think of frugality, we often picture penny pinching, while generosity conjures up images of giving liberally. Society has painted these traits as polar opposites, creating an evident paradox. But what if I told you there's a man who embodies both? Confusing, I know. Today we unravel the story of a man who embodies both these traits and how they can, surprisingly, go hand in hand. Meet John Doe, a simple man with an extraordinary story. John is a man of modest means, living in a small town, in a house no bigger than it needs to be. His lifestyle is one of simplicity and frugality, but don't be fooled by his modest surroundings. John's life is rich in ways that go beyond the material. Every morning, John wakes up before dawn, brews a pot of homemade coffee, and heads to his job at the local library. He doesn't own a fancy car. Instead, he rides his bicycle to work, rain or shine. His lunch is a homemade sandwich and a piece of fruit. His clothes are second-hand, but always clean and neat. But John Doe isn't just about penny pinching. He's also a man of extraordinary generosity. Every month, John sets aside a portion of his income, not for personal luxuries, but for others. He sponsors a child's education in a far-off country. He contributes to the local food bank. He donates books to the library where he works. Despite his frugal lifestyle, John Doe is a philanthropist in his own right. What drives John to live this way? It's a deep-seated belief that happiness doesn't come from what you have, but what you give. He believes in the power of small acts of kindness and the ripple effect they can have on the world. He's found a way to live frugally without sacrificing the joy of giving. The impact of John's choices is evident in his community. The child he sponsors now has a brighter future. The food bank can feed more families. The library has a richer collection. John's frugality has not diminished his life, but rather enriched it and the lives of those around him. John's story challenges our preconceived notions about frugality and generosity, showing us that they can indeed coexist. His life serves as a reminder that being frugal doesn't mean being stingy, and that one can live simply yet give generously. John Doe, the frugal philanthropist, truly embodies the paradox of frugality and generosity. But what does it mean to live frugally exactly? Well, it's not about pinching pennies until they squeak or living a life of self-denial. No, my friends, frugal living is about making thoughtful, deliberate decisions about how we spend and save. It's about understanding the value of money and recognizing that every purchase is a trade-off. It's choosing to forego that daily latte, not because we can't afford it, but because we value saving for a rainy day or that dream vacation more. Frugal living is about financial freedom. It's about having the means to weather financial storms and the ability to pursue our passions. It's about the peace of mind that comes from knowing we're not living paycheck to paycheck. And it's this financial freedom that allows us to be more generous, to give without straining our own resources. Frugality, then, is not a sacrifice, but a choice that empowers us to live more freely and give more generously. And yet, generosity is so much more than just giving away money. It's an expansive concept encompassing a wide range of acts, big and small. Yes, it can mean making a financial donation, but it also includes volunteering your time, sharing your skills, or even lending a sympathetic ear. Consider John, our frugal philanthropist. His generosity isn't bound by his wallet. It's boundless, extending far beyond his monetary contributions. He might not always have spare change, but he always has a spare moment for those in need. He leverages his talents to help others, teaching budgeting workshops in his community, for instance. His acts of kindness, be it a warm smile, a comforting word, or a helping hand, are priceless, proving that generosity is not strictly a financial transaction. Generosity, then, is not about how much we give, but how we give and the impact it makes. It's about the human connection, the ripple effect that one act of kindness can create. So how do frugality and generosity intersect in our lives? As we've seen through John's story, frugal living doesn't mean stinginess. It's about prioritizing what truly matters and using resources wisely. Generosity, on the other hand, isn't about grand gestures. It's about sharing what we can, when we can. By applying these principles, we can live more fulfilling lives, making a positive impact around us. Frugality and generosity are not opposing forces, but complementary traits that can lead to a fulfilling and impactful life. It's a fascinating paradox, isn't it?